Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Today, I want to talk a little about Proverbs chapter 15, verse 1. And that reads, "A gentle answer turns away anger, but a harsh word stirs up wrath." Now, one thing that I have noticed that's missing in our society and in our culture these days is communication, open and honest communication. We send text messages back and forth, we send memes back and forth, reels back and forth with our friends and our family and, quick little messages and such, but it's not really open and honest communication. So that kind of puts a wall up, a barrier between us and our loved ones. And this just makes me think of how communication is needed, but there's a right way to communicate. And that's what Proverbs 15:1 says to me. It guides us in how to communicate. Because if we communicate with kindness and gentleness and, of course, honesty, but we're not rash about it and we're not totally blunt about it, we're not really sugarcoat it, but just be kind about it. And that is going to solve so many problems. It's going to be easier to work things out with people. So many of the world's problems would be saved, or solved through communication. So many problems in our families, in our homes, our schools, our workplaces could be solved with open, honest, and kind communication. But we have to remember that yes, a gentle answer will turn away anger, but a harsh word is going to stir up wrath. So when we're communicating with those around us, whether it's our friends, our family, our coworkers, whoever it may be, if we're harsh and blunt with them and we just spit it out and say, this is that, this is this, end of discussion, have an attitude about it, being rude, that's not going to help the situation. All that's going to do is stir up anger and strife and wrath and bitterness. And none of those things have a place in our hearts. None of those things are from God, so none of those things should have a place in our hearts. We need to be communicating, being honest with our loved ones and with those around us. But sometimes we have to stop and take a breath and think about how we're going to word this in a kind and gentle way so that we can come to a conclusion. We can work together in a productive way and find an answer and, allow that to help us move on with our lives rather than just blurting out whatever needs to be said and maybe not saying it in such a nice way, and it causes more problems. So not only do we need to communicate, but we need to communicate the right way. And I hope that you'll remember that today as you go through your day. I know there are times where I have things that, I have to deal with and people I have to deal with. And it's really easy for me to just stop. This is wrong. You're not doing it right. Move. Just stop. And there are so many nicer ways to say that. Or this is a problem, you need to fix it. No, there's a nicer way to deal with that too. And I know there are plenty of times I'm sure that other people around me want to look at me and say, hey, no, knock it off, not cool. And there are nicer ways to handle that too. So take that with you today. Let's work on our communication together and allow it to strengthen our relationships, strengthen our friendships, and also our relationship with God. Because if we are open and honest with Him, He is so good to forgive us and to help us through our problems. So take that with you today. I hope that helps you at some area of your life. Hope you over the weekend. Just take some time to work on your communication. Think about how you can communicate better and how you can take what others are saying and communicating to you in a kinder way that they may be saying and work on it to help solve some problems. I hope you guys have a great day today and a great weekend, and I will look forward to talking to you all some more next week.